Hi everyone, Mrs. Venti here. Welcome back. Today we're looking at equations. We're going to look at example 4 and 5. Specifically, we're looking at how to determine if an equation has a minimum or a maximum value. On the screen we have two graphs, right? Our first graph is a graph which essentially the equation is going to be y is equal to x squared. So automatically what I need you to know is when you have a positive a value over here, I'm moving this, I don't want to move this, okay, let's move it back. When we have a positive a x value, you have a smiley face. So think positive means happy. When you have a smiley face graph, it means that on the top it goes to infinity, right? And at the bottom there is an ending point. This ending point is known as our minimum value. So there is a lowest point or a minimum value. The same is true for the other side. If y is equal to negative x squared, then we have a negative value. A negative means a frowny face. So in your frowny face, it means it goes to infinity to the bottom and it stops at the top somewhere. Somewhere at the top is going to be our maximum value. So in example 4, they are asking us, by looking at the equation, can you determine if this has got a maximum or a minimum value? This is going to go super fast. First thing we do, we look at A. This is positive. Positive means it is a smiley face. Smiley face means there is a minimum value. There's a floor. There's a bottom. It's minimum. Question B. Negative x squared. Negative means it is a frowny face. Frowny face means maximum. Question C. Negative means it is a frowny face, which means it's got a ceiling, which is a maximum. Question D. Positive means it is a smiley face with a bottom, meaning it's a minimum. Question E. Now if you look at this equation actually puts the a value outside of the brackets. So we look at the value outside of the brackets, and this is actually positive 1. Positive is a smiley face with a bottom, meaning it's a minimum value. On this one we have a negative value. Negative is a frowny face, which means it is a maximum value on the top. G is a that's a positive number. This positive number means I have a smiley face, and that means it is a minimum value at the bottom. Now notice this negative sign. Why does this negative sign not affect the shape? Because of the square. Minus squared is equal to positive. So that negative x becomes positive x squared. So that is example 4. Let's look at example 5. Example 5 says to us, can you show that this equation has a minimum value of 7 by completing the square? So they're telling us two things. We need to show a minimum value of 7. So they want a very specific answer. And there's a method that we need to use, and that is completing the square. So this method is very crucial because they're telling me this is how you are going to be marked. If you do using any other method, it would be considered incorrect because they're telling you specifically what to do. Let's complete the square. So we start with x squared minus 6x plus 16. And now what we're going to do is we are going to take our first set and we are going to x squared minus 6x. We are going to plus c minus c. So do you remember that c is equal to b over 2 squared? So half of b squared. Okay, sorry, half of b squared. So this means that c is going to be equal to negative 6 over 2, and we square that. So that is equal to negative 3, and we square that, which is equal to 9 if it is squared, right? So this means that I am going to say x squared minus 6x, plus negative 3 squared minus 9. These two are the same. Essentially, I'm just writing, so these two are equivalent to each other. This plus and this minus refers to different things. So I'm saying plus C, and then I'm saying minus C. So this plus and minus refers to that. It's not attached to the sign. And then I bring my plus 16 on the outside, right? Which means that I am now left with, if I take this bracket here, if I take this, I am going to reduce that to x, that's the square root of this, bring down the sign, minus, and bring down this one, which is 3. Close the bracket and square it. X minus 3 squared will expand to the green rectangle. And then on the outside, I have this, which is 16 minus 9, which is equal to positive 7. So this means that I have that equation, and in essence, this positive 7 is my minimum value. That is going to be my y-intercept. I hope that makes sense to you. Okie dokie. Next video is going to be on more exercises like this. Bye.